Sophie had created her Tinder profile. Stacy never liked the idea of meeting people online, but due to lockdown, she had no other option left. One night, after finishing her office work, Stacy was lying on her couch, scrolling through her phone, when she received a Tinder notification. "You have matched with Victor." Curious, Stacy clicked on the notification and started checking out Victor's profile. Just then, she received a message from him. "Hi." Stacy found Victor's profile quite attractive. She replied and they started chatting. Their conversation became interesting, and after about an hour of chatting, Victor asked, "Would you like to go on a date with me?" Stacy was interested, so she said yes. But then Victor sent another message. "Why not go on a date right now?" It was 3 a.m., so Stacy assumed he was joking and played along. Why not? But what happened next was far from a joke. As soon as Stacy sent the message, Victor went offline. At that very moment, she heard a knock on her door. It was late at night, and hearing a knock at such an hour shocked her. She peeked through the peephole but saw no one. Even after opening the door, she found no one outside. Just then, her phone buzzed again with another Tinder notification. It was a message from Victor. "You look beautiful in your black dress." Reading this, Stacy's face turned pale. She quickly looked around, but there was no one nearby. She slammed the door shut and rushed back inside. Soon, another message popped up. "Don't be scared, I was just complimenting you." Now, Stacy found all of this really strange. She asked Victor how he knew the color of her dress, but he didn't reply. Feeling uneasy, Stacy turned off her phone and lay on the couch. However, within seconds, another notification appeared. She was terrified. She had just turned off her phone, so how was she still receiving messages? When she checked her phone, the message from Victor read, "Who gave you permission to sleep?" Suddenly, the windows of her house started shaking violently, and the lights began flickering. Covering her ears, she ran toward the door, only for everything to fall silent in an instant. Then another message arrived. "I think we are meant for each other." Tears welled up in Stacy's eyes. In fear, she typed back, asking Victor who he really was and why he was doing this to her. For a few moments, there was no reply. Then a message appeared. "I think I'm falling in love with you. Do you love me too?" Reading this, Stacy felt her body go numb with fear. She clutched her phone tightly and began crying. Just then, she felt something, 2 cold hands tightening around her neck. She gasped for air as Victor's messages kept coming in. "Say it, baby. Say you love me." The grip on her throat grew stronger, making it hard for her to breathe. Her vision started fading to black. With no other option left, she whispered with her last breath, "I love you too." Instantly, the grip around her neck loosened. Victor sent another message. "You are mine. Forever. Now go get ready. We have to go out." Stacy's phone buzzed with more notifications, getting louder and louder. She had no idea what was happening to her. Terrified, she knew she had to obey Victor's commands or risk her life. She went into her room to change, but quickly sent a message to Sophie, explaining everything. As she was changing, another message popped up. "Now, take off all your clothes." Reading this, Stacy was horrified. At first, she started complying, but then she broke down, crying uncontrollably. In frustration, she threw her phone on the floor. The phone shattered, and Stacy, shaking with fear, sat on the couch, waiting for Sophie. About 5 minutes later, her doorbell rang. She rushed to the door, thinking it was Sophie. But when she opened it, there was no one. Her heart pounded. Then, suddenly, from the broken speaker of her phone, a voice whispered, "Baby, you can't run from my love. You will be punished for what you're doing." And then, silence. Just then, a dark shadow loomed over her, grabbing her throat once again. At that very moment, Sophie arrived and entered through the open door. She was horrified to see Stacy strangling herself. Sophie rushed to her, shaking her awake. Stacy collapsed in Sophie's arms, unconscious. After some time, Stacy regained consciousness. She clung to Sophie and sobbed. After Sophie arrived, all the strange occurrences stopped. The next morning, Stacy reported everything to the police, but when the police checked Tinder's records, there was no trace of any user named Victor. People told Stacy it must have been a hallucination, a trick of her mind. but deep down, she knew that everything that happened that night was real. Now, Stacy is undergoing therapy, struggling to heal from the trauma. She has moved back in with her parents and prays every day that she never sees Victor's name on her phone again.